you can stop hating yourself. It really is possible to drop all of your self-hatred. When you say that you hate yourself, you probably don't mean that you hate all of yourself. What you actually mean is more like that you hate parts of yourself. But there is the possibility to not just tolerate these parts of yourself which you hate, but to actually fully embrace them. To see that even those parts are profoundly valuable. We have just, in a sense, mistaken what these parts are. These parts, which we deem to be so bad, have been forced into a role which they shouldn't have. And if they are problematic, it is only for that reason. And I mean even the worst parts of yourself. Even the parts where you say, this is just pure destruction. This is just pure negativity. I mean, what good does this neurotic inner critic do? Which is always just there in the background, always jumping in and seemingly destroying everything I attempt to do. Well, even that part is profoundly valuable. It's just not valuable if it is forced to take a job which it can't do. And this is usually the mistake we make. We allow a part of us to run the show. But of course, it was never designed to do so. If we live from this perspective, for example, of this constantly judging inner critic, then of course all we will encounter in life is frustration, disappointment. Nothing will be adequate enough. But what if we actually take a step back from this part? What if we give it some space? If we ask it permission for some space? What if we relax back from this part of ourselves? Relax back into what we really are, our true nature. How do we then feel towards this part? We can ask it even what it wants, what it's protecting, what its goals are. And usually we find that this critic is a kind of protector of us. It usually tries to protect something in us which has been profoundly hurt. And it's really doing the best it can from its own position. So in a sense, we can thank this part for the job it has done. It has carried a tremendous burden in a sense. This burden of always trying to protect, to judge, to plan, all of that. But it wasn't meant to do that. We hate this part only because it seems unhealthy and unnatural to us. But it's not the part in of itself that's unhealthy and unnatural. It's the job it has been given. And when it doesn't have to take on this job anymore, when we can show this part of us that it's in total safety, that the one who is in control is our true nature. And this true nature, of course, always has been in control. We just have seemed to overlook that. And from the point of view of true nature, no parts of us are bad. In a sense, they are all our children. We can all love them. We can all embrace them. But of course, none of the children are supposed to lead the family. That's true nature's job. And so when we let true nature do this job, then a profound healing can take place. These hurt parts of us, these broken parts, the ones who are aggressive, judging, negative, they can return to their natural state. And then they will show themselves to be profoundly valuable. How exactly they express themselves is, of course, something you can only find out for yourself. Because these parts are so individual that I can't really tell you what their natural expression would be. But I'm absolutely convinced that if you don't force these parts into a position they can't possibly carry, and if you instead allow them to be free and safe and natural, that they will show themselves to be profoundly valuable. And then it actually is possible to stop hating yourself. Because you see that all these parts which you seem to hate all along just wanted the best for you. Maybe they were confused in their attempts, but you, as your true nature, can show them that it's alright, that they don't need to struggle, that they are held in this wholeness and freedom. And self-love is just the natural consequence of this recognition of what we really are. Because what we really are is not a part. It is the absolute completion, the wholeness, which embraces all parts.